Good evening, everybody. This video is going to be uploaded late. Apologize for that. The house was noisy tonight, and just everybody's gone down to bed, so it's my turn. So I did the heart ones earlier, and I posted a picture of it in the Junk Journal Craft and Chat, and now I'm going to work on the other one. I've started putting some of the paper. I got my little scraps here. So let's go ahead and get working on this. I'm just hoping I have enough glue here. I'm just going to grab another glue stick real quick. If I have another glue stick handy. Okay. And here we go. I don't think this one will be as long. This is a smaller board. I don't know if you can see the outline. I gessoed this because I printed something on it and it didn't print well, and instead of wasting the cardstock, I could have cut tags out, but I instead figured I could use this part as well. So we're just going to go ahead and cover it with paper. So we're going to have 2 videos today, and then tomorrow we're going to do will be Tag Tuesday, and what we're going to do is make we're going to do it 2 ways. We're going to make some base tags out of some of our scraps, because I don't know about you, but I have base scrap cardstock. I think I got a little bit of file folder, but I don't know if there's enough to make a tag. And I also started making some today earlier, some bases. And then I realized, oh, maybe I should show you that tomorrow when I do Tag Tuesday, so I stopped doing it because I was sorting scraps. All I have left to sort now is one big box and one of my tables. I've got some piles of papers I need to go through. So I've quite a bit done now, so I'm happy. And it's starting to look better, but my bags are nice and full. So we're going to have to use that up. So in this, I try to use more plain colors. Now I do put a little print everyone in a few places, but the thing with this is you're going to stamp on it, right? So you want to have some nice clear spots. So, you know, you're going to want, so this is a good time to use up some of your small paper plain scraps. We get lots of them, right? On the off of things, and I try to get a good variety of colors in different places so that it adds to it as well. Now I did put, I don't know if you can see, sorry, it's nighttime here and I'm in the basement. This is actually pink, but the pattern on it's so faint that I'm hoping it'll work, and I'm going to try that in a couple of other things as well. And I do put line paper as well, because sometimes a line looks good as well, especially if you got some line with a pattern in the back. I think I'm going to put this one just like that. I got 2 glue sticks on the go. That purple one is almost done. I have only 2 glue sticks left, and I'm going to just have to give it up and pay the $5 a glue stick. I found some at Walmart for $5, so I'm going to have to just bite down and pay that price, because I can get this Elmer's at the dollar store, and it's not too bad. It seems to be holding, so it might be my choice, but I do like a good quality Crafter's Bond glue stick, especially when it comes to making our journals, right? We don't want it to fall apart on people, especially of us that are selling it. I never really made myself a journal to use. Now I threw one together today very quickly that I'm going to be using, and it kind of comes from Yafa's Creative Ways, and plus another group I'm in. And Creative Ways, in some ways, Yafa is always challenging us about writing 3 pages. I'm not really good at writing 3 pages. But it's something I'm going to do. I'm going to spur off for a second. So I threw this together. It's only elastic bound because if I want to add more pages, and then it's going to be for a whole year. So once the year's done, depending on how many signatures I have, then I'm going to sew them in. So I'm kind of just right now binding it with elastic. So I just grabbed some papers, and I haven't decorated it because I figured maybe I'll decorate it as go like I did today. I added a flip. So I just threw together this random pages of things that I wanted it to look junk journaling. I could have just done all writing papers, but I wanted it to have, you know, I do want to maybe put some decor in while I'm throughout the year. I might want to collage a little maybe one day in it, just the way I'm feeling. But how it kind of happened is, first Yafa with her creative ways and the word of the year, which mine was determined. I'm determined to build the YouTube channel. I'm determined to learn more editing and make my videos better, editing wise, with a nice fancy beginning and things like that. And that'll come in time. And then I put other things I'm determined to do. I'm determined to build my junk journal business to support myself by 2024. Now, people are thinking, oh, you're not going to make that much, you know. And the thing is, I live off of $700 a month. So for me, that's not a hard goal to shoot for. And I'm not saying it's going to happen in a month. And it may not happen in 2024. But I might be able to support myself halfway. But you know what? You always aim for the highest star. And that way, even if you miss the highest star and you hit the one below, you're still doing well. So I'm determined. I said with my building of my YouTube, to learn to use a photo editor. I'm trying to find a good free one for now. And then hopefully if money turns around, I can pay for one to start making my own digitals, because I enjoy doing that. I played around a little bit in one thing I use, but it's only a poster, so not all the sides it doesn't get a full page of pictures, and I don't like the large white frame. So that's just something that'll happen over time. To get my weight back under control and to begin to lose weight pound by pound. I'm not saying I would like to by 2024 lose 100 pounds, but I'm not going to set that high of a goal for myself. Right now, I'm determined to get 5 pounds off is my first goal, then 10 pounds, and then 15 pounds. I'm not setting big goals. It's not so much, yes, I need to get weight off, but it's also about making my body healthier. And getting my weight off will help with the pain that I live with the arthritis and with the fibromyalgia. Because, of course, the weight adds more stress to the the joints and everything like that. So I'm hoping that'll help with that too. And then other little things, personal things, to continue to love unconditionally, pray more, and read my Bible more. And I wrote it here. Then the other thing that happened is two other things I'm doing. One, somebody put something about you do a Facebook thing, and you leave a positive word that I can carry into 2023, and they had it with the first letter of your name. So, and when people started doing that, some of the words were just exactly what I want my year to be. So then I took that and I wrote them down, and I just worded it very easily. I got so many great words, and the one I really like to go with, to go with the one I really liked. My word for myself was determined. I'm determined. But other people put gratitude, confidence. Gratitude for me, I feel that if you're thankful what you got, you be thankful for the moment. Right now I'm at 35 subscribers or 40. It's building. I got a new subscriber yesterday. I'm thankful for that. I'm being, confidence. As I grow more in my skills, I'll become more confident. Serenity, hopeful, courage. It takes courage to do this, and for me to maybe one day not get the money from the government, and to be able to support myself is a big deal. Determination, which is close to determined. Sincere. I want to do everything I do, I'm very sincere about. When I'm making these videos, I'm very sincere, and I want to come across that. Courage to do this. Someone put youth, and I think sometimes at first I was like youth, but you know what? We're much more courageous when we're younger. But I want to work at this like I'm in my 20s, and I'm not worried about being 54, almost 55 soon. Success. I want this to be successful. Inspire. I want others to be inspired by what I'm doing, whether it is to build a business or it's just to have fun with and to enjoy what you're doing. Being brave, again, that goes with courage. You know, when I first did my first video, I was scared, but I did it, and now I'm getting braver and braver with each one. And character, making sure character. And then I have one more page here because I'm going to write, but how I started with the journal is in another group, they said something about every day finding a word that describes that day. And I'm not going to just do positive. I'm going to be negative. Maybe there is a negative feeling I'm feeling that day that's brought me down. I'm going to write it. And so this is going to be kind of what this is. It's going to be my accomplishments. It's going to be what's scaring me that day. Maybe what I'm proud of that day. It's just going to really be my year. Kind of as I do this, how I'm feeling throughout this year as I'm building. And as I'm being determined, as what I'm determined to do, and how I use these words in my life, plus new words that may come up every day. Sorry, I went off track. This was inspired to me by three different posts. So maybe that inspiration and me doing this may inspire you. Thus the word inspire, because everything I do, I'm hoping I inspire people to do what they can. Your way may not be that way. It might be writing it in a notebook. It might type thing. I want it to do a journal. I want to have what I create something. So that's kind of how I'm starting my new year. Many of you know I suffer with depression, and so I'm trying to find ways to get through it and find a positive aspect. Because sometimes I'm very affected about how people feel around me and what people say to me. A day before Christmas, someone listened to one of my lives in the group, and they felt like I was stealing their ideas and taking it to my group. Now, I do get inspiration from other groups. I get inspiration from other people's YouTube, but I'm very careful. If I can, and I remember where I got that inspiration, because my brain sometimes doesn't think really well, I try to make sure I make note of where I got that from and give credit where credit's due. In junk journaling, this master boards, everybody has, so many different creators have done master boards. Where it first started, I don't know. I first saw it from Shabby Dabby Doodah and Gail. So, I mean, that inspiration came from there. Sometimes I'm doing Merry Mondays in my group, and because of 507 Junk Journals, Leslie, she decided to do it, and it was like, this is perfect. She inspired me to do the Merry Mondays so that I can work on things to Christmas wise, to make sure that when Christmas comes around next year, my shop is full. So, she inspired me, and we use that inspiration. But I make sure, like now, where I got it from. I very much got it from her. And I don't have a problem saying that where it comes from. Reason we do YouTube videos is to teach people, to inspire people. And yes, we're going to use each other's ideas. But she really challenged me and told me that, kind of attacked my character of who I was, like I was stealing ideas. A lot of times if I see something in a group, I'll ask the person that posted it, can I use this? I use something from a group, and when I posted it, the lady said, I don't mind you using it, but if you could not just use our flyer, but make your own flyer, which I did. And she said, would you note where you got this from? I said, sure, I don't mind that. They inspired me something. I have no problem. But I think she caught half of my live and she didn't understand it. And so she made an assumption and she kind of attacked my character, and it really hurt. And this was day before Christmas. It threw me that day. I don't think I did anything that day. I really don't think I couldn't even create anything. I stopped. It's one of the reasons my journal never got finished for my friend. I just stopped because I was so flabbergasted by it. I'm trying to find something darker, because I got so much light that I'm trying to get a bit of color somewhere on this. So it really affected me a lot, because in this, I'm here to inspire you, and I get ideas like when I'm trying to find things to do in the group. I'm watching YouTube videos. I'm looking at Pinterest to see if I got ideas. I'll put something in there, see if something jumps up that I can use. And we all do that. We're inspired by each other. That's a wonderful thing about the community of Junk Journal. We're here for each other and we inspire each other. And so, it really shocked me. I was hurt, but I was more like stunned, So, and thus they left the Craft Junk Journal, and that was fine. I was removed from their group, and that's fine. They have to do what's best for their group, and if they feel that's best, that they have to do what they have to do. And I hold no grudges, and maybe one day they'll realize that I wasn't doing what they thought they did, and they'll come back, and I wish them all the luck with their group. Their group was amazing and still is amazing, and there's a lot of wonderful women in there. So I wish them great success. And I still watch their videos on YouTube, because they are wonderful ladies and they have a lot of great inspiration. And then part of me hopes they hear. I'm not worried about saying, I'm not using names. I'm not even saying the name of the group. I just hope one day, God willing, they will come, they'll allow me back in. Or maybe not. And that's fine too. There's lots of great groups out there. And I'm a part of a lot of great groups, and I'm growing a great group. Well, the group was already big when I took over. But we didn't have a lot of interaction, and that's what I'm trying. I want to interact. I want to see each other's works. I want to, encourage people, because everybody's at different levels in their junk journal world. I'm learning from others that have been in it much longer than me, and others are learning from me that are new, and we help each other on our journey, and we inspire each other. So, I always say, if you use one of my ideas, I take it as flattery, because you thought what I was doing was good enough and was amazing. So I take it as flattery. I guess everybody takes it their own way, and it is what it is. And if you're somebody out there and you see me using one of your ideas and it bothers you, let me know. I won't do it again. But I always make sure that master boards are master boards. Everybody does master boards now. Almost everybody. And if you're new to junk journaling, you'll learn how to do master boards. And we'd use master boards in different ways. When I first learned master boards, it was for tags. And then I learned master boards for scrappy hearts. And then I saw the master board with the one, and I made a mistake and learned something else. Now, I don't know if somebody else cuts right around them like I do. That was just because of a mistake. Who did the first master board? I don't know. Where I learned it from was Shabby Dabby Doodah, and Gail, I never say her last name right, Augustine or something like that. I'm sorry if Gail ever watches one of my videos, which I'll be very, very flattered if she ever caught one of my videos. Same with Leslie, and same with Ruby and Pearl, and oh, there's so many of them that I love. Ruby and Pearl, My Treasured Books. Who else do I like? Artie Mays. I love Artie Mays. I love Artie Mays Digitals. She's very inspirational as well. I've watched her a lot for the way she does tags and collaging. She's great with. Sam Poole, I love her digitals. I haven't watched as many of her videos. She's next one I should kind of do some binge watching of. And Ruby and Pearl. Who else do I watch? Is it Scrapbooking and Craft with Me? And Marlene is the daughter's name. They're very much people I watch. I have so many I watch now, and sometimes I'll jump from one to the other, binge watch. Now, right now, I'm going to honestly admit that Leslie is one of my favorites right now. I find her relaxing to listen to. I love her laugh. I love her personality, and I love how she chases rabbits and runs and, talks like me. Off I go. So, and she talks a lot about her life, which I do too. I have nothing to hide of who I am and what I'm going through, and I'm thankful for my salvation and for God and what He's done in my life and the doors He's opened. Not everybody's a believer, but and that's fine. Ooh, this will be nice, but where? This is the tricky part sometimes, is because you want to use a lot of little pieces, and sometimes you get to a point where you feel like you're covering something over that you don't want to cover over. And I get like that, or here where I'm going to have a little bit there. So then sometimes I'll find even a tinier scrap just to kind of lay on the bottom of it. I was going to throw that out, now I won't. This is smaller, so hopefully it won't take me that long. And then what I'm going to do is, normally I would make 2 master boards and I would make them 2 separate, but I'm going to do it all in one, since I blabbered on earlier with the other video. And I came back to do this one. But what I'm trying to do, if you try to notice, I'm trying to put different shades so that when I do the stamp, there's different colors under it. And I want some print, but I don't want the print to be dominant. So, it's just a matter of finding the right pieces. I brought scissors here. Now, there they are. But where did I put those scissors is always the question. I lose them in my mess as I'm going. And this will take, the problem with me, my editing takes a long time to do. So I finished filming at 4 and I didn't get it up to much. It takes a long time. The program I use with my phone. So sometimes that's a big problem too. It takes me so long to get a video up. By the time I upload it, I have to, first I got to combine all my talking to one video, because sometimes it's 2 to 3, and edit them all together. And then because my phone is sideways, so that I get enough of what I'm doing on it, so then I have to save it again, but by rotating it the right way. So that takes time, and then after that's done, then I have to upload it. But for some reason, my camera doesn't hold a lot. And so I have to go through and delete any photos and make sure my photos. Today I dumped a bunch of photos on my Facebook so that I can upload the other video. And so I'll have to delete those off and to be able to upload this. So one day I might have to, I don't know what everybody uses. I think most people use their phone, but I might have to make sure I get a phone with bigger space. Because I have a few games on there, but you know, Facebook, YouTube, I don't even have Pinterest downloaded as an app. I just go on and do it through internet. So I got to go back into, let's see if we can find some unique pieces here. Some unique colors to add some. I don't want to use the big pieces because I want, oh, this is a good one. Let's put that there. There we go. Slowly coming together. This one is much lighter than the other one I did. I think the other one I used much darker, but I don't seem to have a lot of dark pieces right now. And the overlapping doesn't bother me because that adds to it as well. And that's really what you want. Right now it looks kind of messy, but when we actually do it, it'll look really neat. That'll look neat in there. So I'm hoping this one isn't as long as the other one. And I did them separate so then, you know, people can have a break and you can watch this tomorrow when you get up. Because it'll probably take me an hour before I get it uploaded. So, you know, it is what it is and we do the best we can, right, ladies? And if there's any gentlemen, don't want to leave out the gentlemen. I know Leslie calls all her subscribers girlfriends. And I really like that. It feels much more personal. Because I have a lot of wonderful friends in the junk journal. Oh, I glued it the wrong way. A lot of great friends in the junk journal. We've never physically met, but I really consider them friends. Really, really do. Friends, I really do. Oh, you know what? That's no good. It's just too sticky. Because I glued both sides. I should have brought it. Oh, I got baby wipes right here. I'm going to baby wipe out. I'm going to have to buy some more soon. Next time I'm at the dollar store. We only have a Dollarama here in Quebec, and it's no longer really a dollar store. Very few things are $1 now. So, I'm going to go back to that darker paper again. I need something dark right here. Something different coloring right there. Just to add to that. I think this would be just fine here. Little pieces come in handy to kind of give it, like I'll need to put something up here so it's not so much the same. That's too dark with the music paper. I didn't do much of this one, but I don't have any more. I'm not going to overthink it, ladies, because you'll get the idea of it. And you play around with yours. Maybe I'll stick this in here somewhere. I'll just stick it like this. Okay. So that's that for now. Let's move that over here out of the way. Put these little scraps back in there. Put that back in its bin. This back in its spot really quickly because I just sorted all this, so I don't want to make too big of a mess. Okay. There we go, glue over there. I'm just gonna, that's garbage. I'm just gonna get the garbage off my desk and grab my stamps. I just have a small working spot, so I can't put everything on the desk at the same time. I have my favorite stamps I keep all the time. This is one of the things I have to work on is my stamp storage, so I'm always looking for ideas. With this, I find that works best is if you have a dark, my walnut stain, I think I have to replace it now, because even though I keep refilling it with ink, it's not really dark anymore. And somebody said after a while you have to replace them, and I've even kept it upside down. I've done everything. So I might have to now just replace this, get a new one, but then I won't waste this. I'll use with water and dye it, and I'll drain it of its color. I'll make sure I get my money's worth from that. I make sure that before it ends up in the garbage, I've used every inch of its life. Sometimes I just go and I trim off the little pieces, throw that to the side. I'm just gonna okay, there it is. Just so that I know people use book pages and magazines. Well, me, I can't find magazines. I'm gonna have to buy just maybe, even if it's not something I'm thinking of, because I find even with the glue sticks sometimes I never really get all that stickiness till I go and take it and run it under water with real soapy water. But I just want to get some of it off. There we go. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is I have some butterflies. I have these are my favorite stickers. I don't waste anything. See, this envelope came to me, and it's a nice cream, and it's got a really unique feel to it. So I took my stamps and I stamped on it, and I just haven't fussy cut around those. It needs to go in my fussy cut pile. I use all of it, whatever I can get out of it. Let's pull out this butterfly to start. Stamp pad. Now, I normally use neutral colors, but you could very much do it in pink if you would like to as well. Especially since now I've used a few lighter. Here, you would have to normally use a dark, something that's darker. And I try to get the most out of it, and sometimes I end up not stamping it all at one time and cutting some out so I can see if I'm going to tear or what I'm going to do. And in this case, right in here, I'm going to end up tearing it. But I think I'm going to go with a nice, not this Victorian velvet. I think I want my other pink, my pinked raspberry. I don't have a lot of the dress because for me here in Canada, we don't have a lot of choices in these on our Amazon.ca. And one of these can run me anywhere from $20 to $30 just for the pad. That doesn't include if I want to buy the refill of the ink or things like that. And sometimes I can't even get, like right now I want the new lumberjack plaid. It's not even on up here in Canada yet. It's just like recently, in my Purple Hearts creation, I posted where I bartered. If someone would buy me these butterfly stamp punches, don't have them here in Canada. And for me to do exchange and all that, it would cost me so much more. So I sell certain things, and so I offered any of my products that I sold, I would send them to it if they purchased it for me. And so sometimes I barter. So this one's really nice. See, it came out nicely in the pink. And this one, see, sometimes I do this so I know it's not always easy to tear. My hands get sore with the arthritis. So, and sometimes you are going to waste in this because, there we go. And I'm pretty much, see, that's where you have to be careful. I almost tore the butterfly because of the way the paper is. It's something you have to be really careful with. And I don't really want that pointed edge there. And then I don't really want that white kind of in there. So I'm going to try, see, now I made it too squarey again. But that's okay. And this is great for using in clusters and on just a page by itself. And you could easily, with this, I could have taken my text and put it in the background first, like I did in this corner here. You could easily add a bit of text to break up some of this pink and then stamp on top of it to add. So that's what I did there, so we can just see what it looks like. And see, now I have this little spot here, and I'm probably not going to tear. And you'll find this sometimes. Sorry, I got the lid of the glue in my mouth. That you thought you glued the paper and you just can go in and glue it. Or like this here, the paper tore over there, so I might have to cover that. You just play with it as you go. So what I find sometimes, this is a great place. I'm just going to grab my rose. And I'm going to actually use my rose and do a color with it. Just because of the way this paper is. And how light I use this time. If you use darker, you might find. And so then first I'll kind of go as close as I can to the rose here. And then I just fussy cut around it. I'll show you if I do it in the brown too, and then you can decide what you like better. So there's the rose. And see, it's got two different shades of papers in there, so it gives it look a kind of a colored look to it. There we go. We'll just stick that there. Throw that over there. And sometimes I go ahead and I cut off those corners because I won't really get anything in there. So I get, it's easier for me. And sometimes I go ahead and stamp them, but because this would take me all night, well, not all night. Now let me show you, where did I put that rose? I'll show you the rose trying to do it in a basic. And I want to try to pop that rose right, and I might end up, let's do it right here. We got quite a bit of color. I don't know if I put enough ink on it. I did. And you'll see what the difference in the colors look like. Again, it just depends on how close. So this is keeping it with the, I think this one is, I love this brand too, Archival. It's Ranger as well. This is Sepia. I love this color. I really do. Now you're going to get, because look, see for instance there. So the great thing about it, and I go ahead and glue that so I don't lose it. I keep doing that, putting the glue. So there's your roses stamped in the two different colors. I'll put it more center so you can see it. I think that looks really nice. I'm going to keep these separate. What looks nice too, sometimes I like to get the bingo card. I'm going to grab my bingo card. I'll just use this. Oh, I got a piece of lace attached to the, okay. And I'm going to put that as close to the edge as possible. So I press a little harder just because I want, because of the fact, see, I didn't even get the middle letters, but that doesn't matter. It's all the, This is a nice easy one to do. It's easy to cut. So, and there's a bingo card. I really like it. I'd be great in a cluster. Not so much with one of these, but imagine a little fussy cut rose on top of that in your cluster would be really nice. It doesn't even look bad like that. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's get another butterfly done. Let's do another tearing butterfly. Now this one should be interesting. For me, this one will need a big butterfly because of this colored paper. I find sometimes with darker paper, you have to go with a larger stamp. And then this time, I want to make sure I cover that good with the ink because of the darker pattern I'm going to be using. So I'm going to angle it like this. See what I mean? It doesn't really show, but I don't think that really matters. Now this one I'm not going to tear, but I'm going to cut just around it. I'm not fussy cutting it. I will sometimes do it this way too, where I just cut around it, and I'll use it that way too. So I'll just put it on like this. So that's why sometimes I'll do one like this where I'm using up all the space, and then I'll do one where I put the stamps and then tear. But I'm just kind of trying to, as we say, killing two birds with one stone right now. Let's see, what other can we use? Let's maybe grab the dragonfly out. I think dragonfly will sit there nicely. Let's take the bingo off. I have a habit of using a lot of butterflies because I love butterflies, and my two favorite flowers is this flower, this one here, and this big beautiful one here. This is my other favorite one, which I'm going to do one in a few minutes with. They're my favorite ones that I have a tendency to go to. In this case, I want to make sure my dragon fly is nice and dark. And here we go. And I'm gonna, can I do that with him? Let's see. And I haven't decided if I like the fussy cutting more or the tearing more. To be honest with you, I'm just gonna get my next stamp ready. So, do I want to do this in color? I think I do. I'm going to test this out using two different colors, how it turns out. Sometimes as you can see, I try new things. Right now, I don't think I've ever done these using the different colors on it. I need some green for the leaves. I'm not even doing that in camera. It's not always easy with some of these stamps, and you have to be willing that sometimes the colors are going to overlap in it. That's okay. It's all, to me, it looks just as nice. Okay, I think in this case, I'm going in here with this. There we go. Ooh, I like that. I'm just go like this. I'm going to be fussy cutting this one. Because I like the flowers fussy cut more than I do. And I did this over top of the stamp that I did with the script so that it added another color to it. So we've got some different shades of dyed. My cat is joining me on the table, so excuse kitty cat bum. That's Pika. Normally he's resting at this time, but because she's not used to me being talking, and she's trying to get in my scrap bucket, and now her bum is in my face. I love her to death. Yes, I do. But sometimes, yeah, I know you want to be petted. I know. But my hands are busy. She'll keep touching me, but then she'll get the claws out when I ignore her. Okay, there you go. Are you happy? There we go. There we go. Can I finish cutting this now? There we go. And there we go. I love how it looks. I really do. And that was a fluke of finding that out. This one I got, once I find out who it was, I will make sure I got that. And now I just saw my nice another big butterfly I have. And we'll use it. And we're going to tear. Yes, baby. You don't really fit in. If you could see her, look, I'm going to show you. Did I go the right way? There she is. You'll just see a big black blob. She's trying to sit in the bin. Hopefully I didn't make you too sick. You don't fit in there, Cookie, and you're going to knock everything off and send all my scraps all over the place. Yes, you Cookie kitty. Yeah. I have little box, the little box of my scraps. She tries getting in this too. It's funny to watch. They'll try to squeeze themselves in every little spot if they can. I'm trying to make sure this one gets well covered. Okay, move that out of the way. And this is going to go in here. And I'm going to tear again. Again, if you do this, if you're a part of Junk Journal Craft and Chat and you make a master board and you try some of these, share it in the event. And because I am going to be doing a draw at the end of the week, and depending on the amount of people that are involved. If you're not a part of Junk Journal Craft and Chat, you're more than welcome to come join us. But I think most of my subscribers have come from there. And you can join in the event. And every time you say you make this master board and you share your work, your name will go into the draw. If you comment and like my video, you have to like it and comment because I can't see who just liked it. So you have to, really it's comment on it, but I would love if you would and if you subscribe and down in the comments put subscribed, your name will go in for the draw as well. And I will draw a winner and send them some stuff. Okay, there, that one turned out nicely. Oh, didn't really show you guys. And that can be used in a cluster. It will, lucky I have that journal sitting close by. So let's go to a blank page. Maybe not so much the green, but you can sit that just in the bottom by itself. And if you just glued the bottom down, it could become a little tuck spot too. Or you could put it in a cluster. You could put it on a tag. Maybe when I make my tag tomorrow, I'll put one of them on one of the tags along with the scraps, because technically it is a scrap, because we're making scrap tags tomorrow, bases and scrap tags. So using some of our, sometimes I leave the corner because it could sit in the bottom of the page in the corner, right? And then but that's your choice, what you want to do. See, again, sometimes once it dries, you realize you didn't catch all the paper. And there you go, a dragonfly. I'll do a couple more before we end off. I hope you give this a try. It's a lot of fun. it's a little harder to, not as, it is fun doing it for you guys, but it's a little harder because I'm doing two things, whereas if I was just putting one, I would probably already have it stamped. And see, I'm kind of thinking I don't want to lose that. So I'm trying to decide it'd be good to tear. And so I'm trying to think of what to put there. Maybe one of the birds. Where did I put my bird ones? I know I brought the birds. Did I put the birds all the way to the bottom? Yep, I did. Birds are something I don't use a lot of. I'm not good with them yet. Even in cluster making. I'm going to have to work on that and break out of that comfort zone and use some more birds in my work so that I can break out of my comfort zone with them. You know, and also I love seeing other people's work because I get ideas. What stamps do you have and use is always interesting too. There's the bird. Oh, it doesn't look bad there. But in this one, I don't think this one I'll tear as much as I will just round around it. I'm not gonna fussy cut it. I think I'm just gonna cut around it like this. There we go. The bird could probably have been darker on one side, but he still looks really good. There we go. And now we've only got this little space left, so this will be good for the rose. And I'm going to try this color because it's light paper. I won't fussy cut it right now. And I think I'm gonna make two of them. But I think I should have done one darker. Because I'm gonna fussy cut those out. And I keep some smaller ones so that when I have little spaces that I want to use up, that I have them. And in this case, I'm going to take, and what I'll do is when I'm done all this, I will make sure I put a picture of them all. There we go. So there I'm going to have to glue a little, but it's different because you're going to get the color there. I'm just going to do this. I might cut around that little one just to show you what it looks like. Fussy cut it. But I know right now I need some more glue. There we go. This one was a little harder to fussy cut because it wasn't in that one dark spot. I really can't see the lines. Maybe if I put my glasses down. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that helped. There we go. So you can use up some of the little spaces. I won't fussy cut these right now. I'll fussy cut them later. I'll just cut around them for now. But they look good like that too. And sometimes then you still get more of the pattern paper involved in it as well, the different patterns. And I think I might not even fussy cut all really close to the lines in this because I like how it looks. So you can do it both ways. And my fingers are getting a little sore. Now I'm going to try something. I haven't used these stamps on here. This has become one of my favorite stamps. And my sister found it at Goodwill for me. But I think I want to use a lighter color on it because it is a more solid stamp. So I'm going to see. Now this could not work out at all, but sometimes you just have to try things to find out if it works. all of it. And we're going to see how this turns out. So I'm going to put it right up in this corner. It's okay. It's not bad. But it definitely needs a darker color for it to stand out more. Put the glasses down. It definitely needs a darker color. That is all different that you got to do. Let's try it with a darker color and see how it works. Make sure I get all the spots. Okay. Let me put my lid on the other one so I don't end up forgetting about it and drying it out. Again, we'll put it right here. And I should have moved it down some, but that's okay. It is interesting. There we go. It does show up a little bit more darker. Now the other one I want to try is another one that is a solid one, but again, I don't want it to be very dark. I kind of want the outside to be very dark. So I'm trying to do it a little bit differently. I'm going to see. I'm just kind of trying to just do the edging really dark and then just do that. I want to see if it works. Let's go right here with this one. Oh, it's not bad. Do a rough cutout, and I'm not going to cut right around it because I want to show some of the paper. I am going to go down a little bit in here. Yeah, well, that's not bad. So you can do different things, play around with your stamp, see what works, what don't. And this one here is just begging for a butterfly. So let's grab another butterfly. I'm going to do just one more on camera for you because I want to pull out some, maybe two more, because I want to pull out two different patterns I'm thinking of. My hands are getting a little sore, guys. Oh, between doing the hearts early, cutting them, and this. Okay, so this one we're going to tear. And there we go. Now, you could tear. Right now, my hands are too sore, but I might tear a little bit more off of it. But I'm afraid with my hands being so sore right now, I won't be able to tear it well. But this is in this place, I could have taken my, I could have taken this one and maybe put a little bit of it so that it wasn't so starchy white. But even once you do this, that could help as well. It just depends on what you want to do with it. So each one it's kind of up to you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let me put my bingo away because it's one of my favorites, so I don't want to lose it. Let's put the bird away. The bird, I really liked how it came out. I'll do more tomorrow. I think my hands tonight are done with stamping. My hands were sore today as it was. No, I don't want the butterfly. See, I almost forgot what I was doing already. Just put it there so I don't lose it. Okay, now I'm going to take this. And this one I'm going to do with this black. It's the only black I have, and it's not very dark. I need to get a black soot from. Okay, we're going to put that right there. And there we go. We'll see how that looks. Again, this is good for a background of a cluster where you could put something else on top of it. So that works as well. Sometimes I just cut off the points so it's easier when I'm cutting it. Okay, that didn't turn out bad. Let's just try one other style here. I kind of really like the butterflies and the flowers, but I also like some of these to be, it's just different. Give some variety. Sometimes I'll do the black and then I'll just touch in with the brown, especially because that black isn't very dark. And I can't do there because it will never show up there, so I'm going to go over here with this one. So, and I'm just gonna just grab your stamps, play around, and see what you create. So that is what we're gonna do. I already know which spot was I in. I want to get some butterflies in here. But play around with your stamps and make your master board with your scraps. And get your pictures uploaded. And if you're not in part of Junk Journal Craft and Chat, and you comment below, and then if you put your picture in there, and I will still put your name in for the draw. If you comment and subscribe in that, more than welcome to do it that way, since you are part of my YouTube, and maybe in the future you might want to join us. You never know. There we go. All right. Thank you for watching. And tomorrow I'm not going to do any more of this tonight. I was going to do some fussy cutting, but I think I'll just sort through another pile of scraps tonight and let my fingers, they're just really sore today. This one's a little swollen. And we'll go from there. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you create and what stamps you use. Have a great evening. Bye for now.